It's now slightly after 11:30. Calvin Castine in beautiful downtown Chazy. We thought we'd thrill everybody with a shot of a poster boy here, and I think we just moved the camera as I moved over here. Yes, we did. There you go. Don't go away. He's back. He's back. He's back. I don't want
the wide angle lens on it.
Extreme zoom. We got zoomed in. All they can see is this much here.
Perfect. We appreciate that.
Who have I got here?
This is Tim Parker with the Chazy Lions Club.
Chazy Lions Club. Now, you've been in town. How many years do Parker Bullies show up here in the north of the country?
Well, we've been here just over 23 years now.
Just a little over 23. 23 and a half, 23 and a quarter?
Well, 23 years and 4 months.
If you're counting.
Yes.
So did you settle right here in Chazy right away, Tim? I can't remember.
Yeah, I moved here and actually lived here for just over 21 years.
Oh, so almost a native.
Yes.
There are natives who are younger than you.
Yes.
Than what you've been here.
Yep. And I've been in the Lions Club here for pretty close to 20 years.
Now, whenever I hear people from the Lions Club talking about, they'll say Lion Tim Parker.
That's Lion.
Okay, I thought it was kind of like the presidential race here or something.
Yeah, no.
Oh, okay.
No politics here.
Well, I can call you Lion Tim without you getting upset.
Right. That's just better than Tim, your Lion. So.
How big is the club?
We have a little over 50 members this year, and probably 50% of them active. We're always looking for new members, trying to get some of the younger people in the area involved so that we can keep it going. Some of us older guys like to take it easy.
Now, is it strictly men, or is it?
Oh no, you'll see women? Walking up and down. There's
Lion women. Lion women too.
Oh yeah, yep. Lion women.
All right, Lion women and Lion men, all here. Did you have to live in the boundaries of Chazy?
Nope, we've got some people that live down in Plattsburgh. Our club actually encompasses Chazy North, so I do some of the eyesight stuff with the club for kids that need glasses or things of that nature. And we actually have NAC and CCS in Chazy. We'll do part of Beekmantown. The Beekmantown Club is now part of Plattsburgh. So.
Okay. So somebody's interested in becoming a Lion, what do they do?
We meet first and third Tuesday of every month at the Weathercock in Chazy, and 7 o'clock, usually hour and a half, 2-hour meetings, and go over things we can do to help the area.
So it's every what?
Every Tuesday, the first and third Tuesday of every month.
Twice a month?
Twice a month.
Wow, that's a lot of meetings. You must do a lot here.
It's at the Weathercock, but we do a lot. We do a lot. That's what we're there for as a community.
I have no idea what he's talking about there. But I can...
It's the restaurant in town.
Okay, yeah. Okay. No, I know what the Weathercock is, but I have no idea what you meant when you said it's the Weathercock, so that's why you show up twice a week, twice a month.
Yeah, that's the meeting.
Okay. And it's all part of Lions International, right?
Yeah, so a lot of we do donate some to Lions International in that grouping, but the majority of the money that we raise here actually goes to the community, helping those around us. Most of our donations come from people in the community, so you want to give back when you can. Okay,
now I see there's a car show here today. What do you know about cars?
Well, I've been around them for a couple years.
A couple of years.
Yeah. Antiques, classics. Yeah, there's a plethora of them. I mean, it's just huge, the amount that you can have. Unfortunately, ours is always the last Sunday of the month of July, and it seems like somebody else around us has one too. They can't have one another weekend. So we've had anywhere from 40 to 75, 80 cars at a time, depending on what's going on in the area.
Okay, I just see one pulling up here behind you, but you got
Yep.
You got two of your able assistants here. Who's your assistants over there?
I have Vanna 1 and Vanna 2.
Oh, okay.
Kevin Beeman and Lee Kern.
Okay.
And they're doing a really good job.
Okay.
Yep.
They're staying in the shade, though.
Well, they have to. They're, I just got to make sure I take care of them. I don't want them passing out on me or anything. So we have to tear this down before the end of the day. So.
Okay. What time? It's approaching 20 of noon here. I got the vehicle, another one coming in right now. How long do you expect a flow of cars coming in?
We have the people voting on their own classes, voting on each other around 1. Hopefully we get them back after, but I've had people coming in 1:30 just because of wanting a place to stay for the car show and for all the events. And what we end up doing is 3 o'clock we pull the winners and announce them, and then shortly after that you see some people staying for some more of the festivities and others leaving.
You did mention another car show. In fact, I just left. Can I say? I know you got a Parker Chevrolet emblem on your shirt there, but
I like
can
Ford
I say an
too.
all Ford?
That's fine.
I think one of your faithful employees is a member of that.
Oh yeah, there's a few of them in there.
Just because they're Ford doesn't make them bad people, right?
No, it doesn't. Nope. Everybody has to drive something.
And in fact, you're willing to take in a Ford on a trade-in at Parker's, aren't you?
We've even taken in other products on
other
trade.
products besides Ford.
Quite a few of them actually.
Yeah, well, I heard that rumor, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah, we try to line up our used car row with everybody else's makes and models too.
Give people a little variety. Okay, so if people wanted to do this next year, bring their car down here, what should they do, Tim?
Actually, I just tell everybody show up. If you show up around 10 o'clock, no, we don't pre-register anything. That way I don't have to worry about having a lot of stuff ready. It's like make a mad dash and get it done.
Yeah.
But no need to pre-register. It's just it's always the last Sunday of the month.
And a lot of people don't like to pre-register because of the weather.
Right.
If the weather's bad, they're not going to want to bring their vehicle out here.
Yep.
So any idea how many annual this is?
This is our 49th annual.
You're looking for help here.
Actually, it's on the sheet.
It's on the sheet. Oh,
yeah.
What does it say 49? On that sheet? 49th. Oh, he's left me. He left me. Where
I left you, sorry. Yeah, it is the 49th. Car show.
Car show.
The Old Home Days has been longer than that. Yeah. I'm going to say it's 3 years or so longer.
Okay, I'm going to check with Dick West because he's old enough to know the answer.
And he'll know. Yeah.
Is he a lion, Dick West?
Dick is a very good lion.
He's a lion. Okay, Lion Dick. I'll talk to Lion Dick West, and
that's good. And he'll have a little more humor in it than I have at the present time.
Oh, I can't imagine having more humor than you have.
Well, he's been around a lot longer than I have, so he's got all of that.
Okay. Well, good seeing you again, Tim.
Hey, nice seeing you.
All right.
And thanks for coming.
Well, just doing my job. And,
well, we appreciate it. And you brought the son with you. That's great.
I got to stick around long enough I got to stick here 3 hours this week because we're going to have a pie in the face there, and I hope you voted on that. You haven't seen that?
Haven't. I generally don't get a chance to leave my spot.
Oh,
They don't let me. I don't know why.
Yeah, for $1 ticket, you can vote on either Noreen Barcombe, Joey Trombley, or Mark Henry to get a pie in the face at 2:30.
Can I vote on 2 and leave Noreen alone?
Well, I thought a wealthy fellow like you might come up at the last second and see what it would take to make them all 3 of them tied.
Yeah, there you go. that could work. We'll see what we can do.
All right.
All right. Thanks. Nice seeing you again.
All right. Tim Parker here at the annual Old Home Day car show in Chazy.
The prayer. I'd like to recite a poem by the great American poet of the people, Edgar Guest. It's called The Hometown. It doesn't matter much, be its buildings great or small. The hometown is the best town after all. The cities of the millions have the sun and stars above, but they lack the friendly faces of the few you've learned to love. And with all their pomp of riches and with all their teeming throngs, the heart of man is rooted in the town where he belongs. There are places good to visit. There are cities fair to see. There are haunts of charm and beauty where at times it's good to be. But the humblest little hamlet sings a melody to some, and no matter where they travel, it's calling them to come. Though cities rise to greatness and are bright with gaudy dress, there's something in the hometown which no other towns possess. The hometown has a treasure which the distance cannot gain. It's there the hearts are kindest, there the gentlest friends remain. If there is a mystic something that seems to permeate the air, to set the weary wanderer to wishing he were there, and be it great or humble, it still holds mankind in thrall. For the hometown is the best town of them all. Let us pray. Heavenly Father, thank you for this beautiful day filled with blue skies and bright sunshine. Bless this annual Old Home Day celebration. Bless the people who have worked so hard to make it a success. Bless the participants. Bless those who are attending and supporting the organizations represented. And especially bless this wonderful hometown of Chazy. Amen.
And bless Hometown Cable, too. Nice job there, Emily Castine. We just barely missed her introduction. We didn't realize they were going to start with an invocation. We're here for the crowning of the King and Queen. So
this year we're going to start Old Home Day off a little bit differently, and we're going to announce the King and Queen of Old Home Day so that they can have the whole day to reign. I'm going to turn the microphone over to Mr. Dick West, and he will present the King and Queen for us.
Never say rain. Whoa!
Watch that, huh? We're starting a little bit early this year, as it was said, so the King and Queen can reign for the entire day. And our last year's 2015 King and Queen are here to crown the King and Queen this year.
They can reign during the sunshine.
Now, we're going to start out with the Queen. I'm sure this is a surprise.
Uh-oh.
This year's Queen was born in the southern portion of New York State, was married to a great guy, and has 2 adult children, a son and a daughter.
Uh-oh.
She was a librarian, both at local school and the public library,
Oh, she's still walking
which
away.
she is now retired from. She was very involved in the new Chazy Library. She is very active in the community with church and Presbyterian women. And she belongs to the Retired Teachers Association. She also belongs to the Riverside Cemetery Committee, the Board of Senior Citizens, the School Library, and the Red Hat Society. And she is also the lay minister at the Chazy Presbyterian Church.
She's also paying no attention to what you're saying.
She loves classical music and loves to travel. The Chazy Lions Club is very pleased to announce this year's Old Home Day Queen.
Last year's
2016, Emily Castine.
Last year's Queen Jen Davis. Go to track her down. Here we go.
I think she just fainted.
I was just talking to my godson.
You've been home by now.
She was talking to my godson, Todd Castine. I can see why she'd be distracted. Chazy, no, he's a
Let's
northeastern
give Emily a hand for this year's 2016 Queen of Chazy Old Home Day.
There we go.
She will be receiving her crown from last year's Queen, Jan Davis.
The old former Emily
She is
Flatbar.
also presented with a bouquet of roses. She needs a tissue.
Okay, Jan Davis presenting the crown to Emily Castine. This year's Old Home Day
This year's
Queen.
Queen is also going to be a surprise to him.
That's always a surprise.
See how quick we can figure out who it is.
Okay.
This year's King was born in Texas.
Texas, holy cow.
He was an Air Force man and served over 12 years. He was FD-111 crew chief, served in the Desert Storm, staff sergeant. And he did a remote tour in Iceland and the Red Flag in Las Vegas. He moved to Chazy in his young teens. He served 7 years as a corrections officer. Shortly after that, he did have some health issues, which he survived very well. And he married a young lady that he calls the love of his life. He has 1 son and a granddaughter, the apple of his eye. He is very active in the community, member of the VFW, American Legion, and Chazy Lions Club, where he has volunteered numerous hours for many Lions events. He has also volunteered at different times to be DD driver at one of the local establishments late in the evening. He is known for his famous French fries, Mickey fries.
Uh-oh.
We are very happy to announce Old Home Day King and Queen in 2016, Mickey Mahomes Khan.
Mickey Khan, inventor of the Mickey fry. He says, I'm not old enough.
Haven't figured out if he's a Trump or a Hillary fan. Right over there to the white
Or
chair.
none of the above.
Congratulations to Mickey Khan, 2016 Chazy Old Home
He
Day.
says, I'm not worthy and I'm not old enough here. Mickey
The
Khan.
Chazy Lions Club is proud to crown you and your queen for the day. Thank you.
Oh yeah, that was of course Richard West doing the talking there, and Robert Cheeseman crowning
Would the king and queen like to say a couple of words?
Robert Cheeseman and Jan Davis last year as king and queen.
Now, normally, Emily is not short on words. So we'll see what
As we
happens.
just saw.
Mickey, he's a little more shy, but that's okay.
But he makes a great
Emily,
fry.
Emily can speak for him.
Well, thank you very much for this beautiful honor. I'm shocked. And I was just thinking this morning that I feel almost a native. I've been coming up here to Chazy from near New York City for 7 decades. My dad brought me up here when I was 3, and every year thereafter. So it's pretty close to being a native. And when Labor Day came, I always wished that I could be going to Chazy Central. I loved my hometown of Pelham, but there was something about this that drew me more, and then my dream was realized when I came up here and got married and raised children here. So I thank you very much for this great honor. It's been a labor of love to do everything that I've worked on for the community and the church. I'm blessed to have been able to do that. Thank you. Vicki?
I would like to thank everybody for choosing me. I can honestly say that under my reign, a lot of lines are going to pay, and pay big. I appreciate this very much. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you both very much.
Free fries at George Renner Field this year. Thanks to Mickey Khan. Okay, that's last year's King and Queen, as we said, Bob Cheeseman and Jan Davis, and this year's King and Queen, the inventor of the Mickey Fry, Mickey Khan, and Emily Castine, longtime librarian, and as I said, the former Emily Flatbark. Her father owned a couple pieces of land up here, the place where she raised her family on the Ridge Road, and
Thank
she
you,
and
Mr.
Wendell
West.
were growing up their family.
Okay.
And of course, if you know where the Scott's hockey rink is now, that was once part of the Flatbark family
Vendors going on. We
farm
have
too.
the Chazy senior citizens that are.
I was just talking with last year's queen, and she told me that some guy named John Sachs
She had to give it up.
of today's event. I didn't realize that. Now we just got listening to Jenny Trombley.
Yep. She's our
PA person.
expansion, yeah. She does a good job. She likes to talk. That's why I hide behind the scenes. I try to anyway.
This is your second year,
This is
John?
my second year. I worked with Tom Bott in a couple of years, learning the trade or whatever you want to say. But, and he's passed it on to me now. So, which is it runs itself. You just
It's been going on long enough.
Yeah, 49 years. So
Of the event.
Old Home Day, yes.
Okay, because I know at the car show they thought it was the 49th year, but they thought the Old Home Day itself was longer.
Well, as far as I can find, I've asked Bob Cheeseman a couple times.
Bob doesn't know any different.
So we're going with that. The Chazy Lions Club is just hitting their 60th year.
Okay.
So it's around 49. It was just to celebrate Chazy. The Lions Club wanted to give back, so we're trying to give back. We don't. The prices are reasonable, and we just hope for a good day.
So it's pre-admission here. If you come in, you haven't got to buy a thing.
No.
But if you want to buy a hot dog or a hamburger or a raffle ticket or a beer.
There's a chicken barbecue for $9. The hot dogs, hamburgers, sausages, and all the vendors, they're all invited for free. If they want to donate, that's up to them. But we don't demand it. No.
So hopefully most of them.
Well, some of them do. But like I say, we're just trying to give back.
It's community. And you grew up here in Chazy, right?
Oh yeah. Yep.
Sachs family has been here
Yeah.
for a long time.
Yeah. 1800s. Yep.
Well, I was just talking. Earlier today. I was at the All Ford Car Show, and I was talking to Denny Egglesfield and Miles DeCoste there, and I said I've seen pictures of Henry Ford crossing a ferry from Saxon's Landing.
Yeah. There's a lot of history here. It's amazing. I love it. I graduated in 1980 from Chazy, and I've been here, long enough. I won't tell you my age, but it's just a nice community to grow up and live. So.
Yeah, and I thought Emily's little thing that you said at the beginning about hometown is really nice. But this is what it's all about. Yesterday I was in Rouse's Point for the Sportsman's,
yeah.
And I think last year was the first year they moved it away from the Sunday.
Yep.
So now people can attend
both.
Or before people could attend both, but have to leave one to go to the other.
I've been trying to get this switched to Saturday, but since they moved, it's working out great. We've got the volleyball, which is starting to catch on. I'd like to see the Little League come back. We used to have Little League games.
Ball games right
That brings a lot of kids and parents.
Yeah.
So.
But that's what's nice about this, though, is you come here or you go to the Sportsman's Club barbecue or whatever, and if you're just back in town for that weekend, you're going to see people that you haven't seen in 10 years, 20 years, or whatever.
Yeah, most people start their class reunions about this time, so we usually get a few of those. But it is what it is, and I'm just glad people are here.
Yeah, it's nice when these small towns like Altona has an Old Home Day, and Chazy's had this, for about almost 50 years.
Yep.
And it's just,
that'll be next year. We're going to celebrate 50 next year. So.
Whether it is or not.
Yeah. That's what the sign says. So. But I'm glad you're here.
I always try to make it, and I'm glad this morning Bishop Terry LaValle was at Chazy, and because he installed his new pastor, Ted Crosby.
Hello, everybody.
And Dick West was there, so I was talking with Dick after the Mass, and I said, I'll see you at 1 or whatever, and he said, no, we're doing it at noon.
Yeah.
So otherwise, I would have showed up for about 12:30. I'd be just pulling in right about now.
We're trying to make it a full day event, and we want the King and Queen to preside over the whole day.
I'm glad you used the word preside, because they kept saying rain.
Yeah. We don't want rain.
We don't want the rain.
No. But I would suggest you go to the 100th year of the school over here. They've got a booth set up over there. Yeah, Toby Fairchild is there, and Kitten Howley. There's a couple of people in there. That'd be a great little ad for you.
Okay. All right. Well, you're the man in charge. I'll go wherever you tell me.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much, Cal.
Okay, John.
All right.
Mr. John Sachs, Lion John, they call him. But he's working with the Lions Club.
Too, because she's the lead driver in this.
Let's see. 100 years of excellent Chazy Central Rural School, October 22nd, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Chances are I'll leave there and head right to the soccer field, George Brendler Field, for a soccer game that night. Probably Class B going on. But I heard they chose the date around the soccer season. Is that true?
Absolutely not. we told soccer they couldn't use the field those days. But
who am I talking to here?
You are talking to John Fairchild, superintendent and high school principal for Chazy Central Rural School.
Okay, I was pulled up here to this booth. John Sachs said, you got to go over to the Chazy 100th year booth, and I asked these ladies behind you, I said, who's in charge? And they said, John Fairchild. So that must be you.
Everyone will pay for this. No.
So this is you got some old yearbooks here. You got some.
We've got a lot of artifacts from the school and pictures. Just a sampling of what will be available on the 22nd of October next year when we have an open house at the school. This year. Well, I think next year in school, yes.
Yeah, you go by school years.
Yeah. So this October 22nd, we will be having an open house at the school from 11 until 5, where visitors are welcome to come in, and we're going to have basically a walking tour with the history of the school.
Now, I was talking with Mary Lapierre up at the Minor Institute open house, or whatever they called it, and she said that the school opened in November of 1916.
That is absolutely correct.
So we speculated it's probably because you wanted to make sure everybody's crops were in before they opened the school.
Well, we actually wanted to make sure the weather was going to be good for anyone who traveled out from out of town. November can be a little dicey in the north.
About 1960.
Oh, I don't know why it opened in November, other than maybe that's when the building was ready.
As soon as it was ready. And I'm going to get some graduates together, old graduates, not young guys like you, and talk about that 1921 yearbook. 1921, right?
1921 is the yearbook that there are lots of copies of.
Yep.
It's a beautiful book that really shows the school and what we started with.
Just amazing, that school had things you wouldn't dream of in a current school with, dentists, on-site dentists, and
The dentist, the doctor, the 2 swimming pools, 2 gyms. There was a focus on physical fitness for everyone. Science labs were state of the art. Mr. Miner invested a lot of money in the school. I actually ran it through one of those online calculators, and today's money, it would have been about $42 million to build that building. So it was amazing an investment by an individual, and really created the model of the 20th century school that was used in rural schools throughout the country. We were the first one to centralize in a rural environment, and his money, his timing, his vision, and the advent of transportation all aligned, and it turned out to be a pretty amazing place.
It's just an incredible, physician's hospital. Look at that, and you look at what he did here in Chazy. This was a man who cared about his community.
Absolutely. We're very fortunate as a community to have his influence, and the fact that he gave back tremendously and continues to give back. The school still benefits.
Foundation.
Yep, we get approximately $300,000 a year through the foundation, which is huge in this day and age.
Yeah.
But a gift that keeps on giving.
Now, what year did you graduate, John?
I graduated with my sister in the class of 77.
77. So you went to the old school then?
For a few years. I have very, very few memories. I was a youngster then, and
Just take it for granted. And,
Yeah, and I remember the elevator ride up to the cafeteria. That's what everyone I think remembers that. The little nap room off of the cafeteria for the kindergarten. I remember that. The huge cafeteria. It was amazing, and up on the 5th floor, and the view you had from there.
I won't ask your opinion of it because obviously you were just a child at the time, but I know there's still people, the older people, who say that school should never have been torn down. But what caused that decision to happen? State regulations or whatever? Because I know it probably isn't up to code to today's standards. With many things, but
my best guess in the history of it was that really the cost for heating a Spanish stucco style building in the North Country became prohibitive. And when oil was 10 or 15 cents a gallon, that's one thing.
Yeah.
I can't imagine heating that building at the price we're paying for oil in the last 10 years. And that was part of it, and also to modernize the facility. That building, like everything Miner built, was built to last. And
railroad ties in the walls, and
to run electricity. We think now with all the computer lines we've run through the buildings, it would have been impossible. That being said, it was a one-of-a-kind building. And those people who only experienced that building, I understand why they're passionate about it. It was an amazing school, something to be very proud of, both the structure and the school program.
And I know, I'm not sure which way the flow went, but over across the street, the Gray Gables, underground, there are pipes and things that they're...
Yep, there were tunnels that basically carried the water lines, and electricity was underground, and to get both of those buildings. Yeah, we always forget about Miner's contribution of Gray Gables. Back in the early 1900s, to have teachers get hired and have a place to live.
Yeah. Well, back then they were all single females.
Pretty much.
I know. Looking at that, there were a couple men, but mainly it was the technology, that type of class.
Well, one of the things that we've been doing is going back through historical records and gathering information. And one of the things we found in the board minutes the hiring of the initial teachers in the building. And the one thing that I find amazing is the elementary principal was hired to start, was paid $1,200 a year, and the person who was hired to run the agricultural program was paid $1,700 a year.
So we know their priorities straight.
Absolutely. And again, Mr. Miner was focused on agriculture and technology in that mixture. Excuse me.
Yeah, and I think in that yearbook there's the curriculum, and the classes you would take as a freshman, as a sophomore, as the first semester, second semester, and it was all laid out there. And the girls would take different classes than the boys would. They had the homemaking and...
Yeah, and it was all modeled after the curriculum is used in Chicago City Schools, which is where Miner worked in Chicago. And really to bring the best of education, which was in the cities at that time, to a rural environment, so that, Nowadays we'd say, so your zip code doesn't determine what you get. They didn't have zip codes back then, but that was the idea. Miner felt that a child shouldn't be disadvantaged educationally because of where they grew up. And again, he had a tremendous foresight with what he did.
Now, he started this off with great hopes. What do you think you think about the Chazy School now in 2016?
I think he's smiling down on us, very proud of what we have. When you look at educational institutions and businesses, there's always that up and down cycle of success and then a drop and then success again. And the school really has maintained an outstanding level for 100 years, and that's almost unheard of. When you step up and go to the college level, those are those high-end private schools. And here's this small little public school in a rural community that has maintained that level of excellence. And that's what we're celebrating. It's not the original building, it's not the new building, it's not any individuals, it's that level of excellence that's occurred for over 100 years now.
Yeah, I see behind you a poster that says Blue Ribbon School 2012, but just within the last month or so in the newspaper, Press Republican, there was an article saying you got another award there recently.
Yeah,
the entire school.
Yeah, Business First in Buffalo rates all the schools in New York State on, I think, 250 criteria in their formula. And for our region, which is the Plattsburgh region, Clinton, Essex County, a little bit of Franklin County, we were ranked number 1 for the 6th consecutive year. Statewide, we were ranked 50th. We've been in the top 50 all 6 years out of they do about 430 to 440 schools every year. It's pretty amazing. Some of our departments were just outside of the top 10. And it's amazing to see. And a whole part of it is just the culture of the school and the expectation that started day one. And everyone's carried that on. And our kids still believe in their ability to learn and put effort in. And that's really what it comes down to in education.
And and it's also got to start at home, and that's the parents of these kids that attend here in Chazy have got to take a whole lot of credit too.
Our parents are tremendously supportive of the school. Community members that don't have kids in the school are tremendously supportive. The faculty and staff, we work with a bunch of amazing people who work really, really hard, work really well together, and set a high bar. And it shows year after year.
You've been principal and superintendent all along?
I just finished my 6th year, heading into my 7th.
I think it's nice too when you got a school like this with its history, and you've got people like yourself in the elementary school principal Rob McAuliffe, who are graduates here, who grew up here, and are coming back, and you know what to expect. You know what is expected of you.
Yes, it makes it easy to walk in the door to start with, and what you're going to get. And the biggest challenge we face is how do we stay at that level? How do we keep progressing? Because education is changing rapidly. Some for the better, some for the worse. But we look at that. What can we use? How do we do it? The last couple of years, we were a reward school in the state of New York, which gave us some extra money, which we used to send teachers to workshops. Each of the last 2 years, we've sent 10 people to a national workshop on model schools and what the best schools in the country and those that are getting better more rapidly. What are they doing? And so much of it hinges on technology. So I'm looking for the future and where we can keep going.
And another nice thing about getting somebody like yourself who's local is oftentimes you get somebody in to, like right now we've got Rob Guerin there in northeastern Clinton, and you got Dan Mannix there in Beekmantown. You get local people, and you're happy where you are. You're not going to be here for 3, 4, 5 years looking to move up to a bigger school. You're happy where you are.
Well, my goal is to retire from Chazy. Not quite there yet. I got a few more years to go.
I hope so.
But it's like I said, it's an amazing place. Like every school, we have our good days and bad days and challenges, and we work through them together. And hopefully we keep moving kids forward. Graduation rates are running in the low 90%, which is amazing. Love to see 100%, but that's a real challenge.
Yeah. So that's what, based on freshmen?
Number of freshmen that stay in the school to the senior year, graduate on time.
Graduate a little late, does it still count in that 90%, or
no?
It's gotta be,
so
even though they might eventually graduate.
The state does a 4-year graduation, a 5-year, and a 6-year graduation. Again, most of our kids graduate in 4 years. Like we've been running several years. We were in the mid-90s, and our kids are walking out well prepared. I talk to people from our local colleges, and they say, "Well, I can pick out a Chazy kid right off the bat." That's pretty powerful.
Yeah. As someone who went to a small school, St. Mary's Academy in Champlain, I can appreciate the benefits of being in a small school, and it's nice when you're able to keep that identity. And let's hope. I know the state is constantly putting pressure on to merge everything, so I know you've got a constant pressure from the state and above to not stay in existence. But the longer Chazy can exist, the better off those students are.
If we were at the other end of the list of where our student results were, that might be a conversation, but what's the benefit for the kids and in education? If there's no benefit for kids, we shouldn't be doing it.
Yeah, and I don't think I've ever heard anybody from Chazy pushing for.
No, we've talked about it and looked at what it would mean financially to the district, which is a huge bonus. There's no question about that.
It is initially, but after a while that
phases out. Yeah, and it's the smaller schools, and I've worked in both small and large schools in the area. The smaller schools, it's really, really hard to lose a student. They don't fall through the cracks. So we have no desire to move in that direction.
Then you wouldn't be able to retire from Chazy Central. You'd
That's
have to
right.
retire from another school. So yeah.
I don't think if we merged, I don't think I'd be retiring. I think I'd be going out of town very quickly.
Okay. Anything else, John, that you think?
No, I encourage people to come on October 22nd from 11 to 5. We're having a formal recognition at 1 o'clock. There will be some regional political representatives there. We've invited everybody politically up to the President of the United States and the Vice President, U.S. Secretary of Education. So far we've got confirmation that Janet Dupree, our legislator, will be here, and also Bev Odekirk, who's the regent for all of this area, will be here. And we're excited to share our celebration with them and everyone that shows up.
So that'll be held in the auditorium or where?
The actual formal ceremony will be in the auditorium at 1 o'clock. And people can come early and take a walking tour. They can come at 1 o'clock, see the ceremony, and then take a walking tour. And we're still in the works finalizing all the plans. And thank you for letting us share.
It's easy to remember October 22nd because everybody knows that's Annette Funicello's birthday.
It's also Miner's birthday.
Is it? Bill Miner? Old Bill?
Yep. Another reason we picked that date.
Oh, that's a good reason. All right,
Okay.
Thank you, John.
You're welcome, Calvin.
All right, this is Mr. John Fairchild, school superintendent and principal of the high school at Chazy Central Rural School in beautiful downtown Chazy. Is celebrating 100 years of excellence this coming October. The people we talk to just get better looking every time we turn the camera on.
I'm looking around for him, so.
Rick Lauren, I've been told that you are
King Lion this year.
Lion.
I was crowned in the spring, and we usually take a break in the summer, but our big event here to give back to the community is Old Home's Day, and so I've taken over for the summer, and I'll have all next year. So.
All right, so even though John Sachs is in charge of this event, you're behind.
I'm the King Lion.
Snapping the whip and saying, all right, John.
Yeah, make sure it all comes together, and it always does. It always does. But we've had great weather today, 75. It's not too hot, and there's not much rain in sight, so we're good to go. This is our 60th year as a club. We were formed in 1956. We have two living original members, Francis Lauren and Ron Brown. I know Francis was around earlier. I haven't seen Ron around, but that's very unusual for original members for 60 years in the club. So.
And John says he thinks it's the 49th annual?
Yes, Old Home's Day. So next year, hopefully, we do a little bit bigger and better on the 50th. But
I don't think you have to improve on this.
No, it's a great crowd. We have a lot of vendors. We look for small donations. That's it. The fire department's here. Chazy School is celebrating 100th anniversary. They have a booth out here. Senior citizens and a lot of local vendors. So
now, one of the things I've always liked about this park, and there's a lot to like about it, but the fact you got some trees So you get some natural shade.
Yes, we do. So they keep that up, and they're not cutting them down. We keep them trimmed and keep some planted. So the Lions Club is very involved in helping keep the rec park up to date.
Now, is this property owned by the Lions or the town?
It's owned by the town, and all the buildings are owned by the town, but we kind of build them
Caretakers.
and kind of caretakers and keep them up to date. Anybody's welcome to use them. Just go ask at the town, and everything is available for use for personal parties or whatever. So
Talking about the trees, I just going to have a personal little thing that bothered me. I was part of the Bob Ben Park Committee, and we donated some property across in northeastern Clinton, and there was this beautiful tree line that separated the property from the adjacent property. And my wife came back from Rouse's Point one day and said, they're tearing down all the trees.
unfortunately,
And I went to the next town board meeting and said, why'd you do that? Gee, we thought you'd be happy. You tore down trees.
no.
Across the road at northeastern Clinton, they put in their new lighted park in 1991. They've been trying for 25 years
Yes,
to grow trees.
Yeah.
And here we had trees, and they tore them down. And they thought I'd be happy. I said,
Yeah. No,
we're on a different way.
trees, you want hardwood trees because they last for so long,
Yeah.
and they provide the most shade. Soft maples grow fairly quickly, but it's still a 20-year time frame,
Yeah.
So the trees we have here, many of them been here for 60, 70 years. You can tell by the size, and it's a great asset we have. Yeah.
And
So.
it just helps the whole environment here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a beautiful park. And Chazy has been very lucky that they've had this park here. They've given up on Scioto Park that is not being used anymore.
No.
And then West Chazy, they also have that park behind the fire department.
Yeah, we've been working on that park a little bit. I know the Lions Club has a gentleman up in West Chazy, Davenport, Mr. Davenport, and he donated the swing set from the old school. And that's supposed to be moved over. I know the Lions Club helped a little bit with that, and we also helped with the new playground that's here. So, you're right. Scioto, unfortunately, is a little bit to the side, but hopefully the town gets on track and gets this stuff, keep it up to date. Very important for the kids to have a place to go.
Oh, definitely. They say, well, you got the school. Well, yeah, you got the school, but it's nice when it's the town.
Yeah, the town, and people can come and go as they please and use it and not worry about
I've
it.
seen the school use this.
Yes, they have.
Too.
They've used the fields quite a bit. So,
people don't always understand that just because the school has something and you have a school in your community doesn't mean the town can't have something and keep it up.
And the school has a few more rules than, unfortunately, it's state-owned and stuff. So,
you can. You're selling beer here today, just an example.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be doing that if this was at school. And you understand why too.
Yeah. So, very good. And we have the volleyball tournament. Hopefully that expands every year. So, the kids from the soccer teams and baseball teams and basketball teams are doing our parking for us. So, we appreciate all their help and everybody that volunteers. There's a lot of Lions Club members that put a lot of hours in, and John Sachs was a big part of this, making it go.
And you're always looking for new members. I started off this episode with Tim Parker.
Yeah.
He said membership is about 50 or so right now.
Yes. I'm also a zone chairman, and even as small a community as Chazy is, we are one of the biggest Lions Club north of Albany and east of Watertown. There's one other club that's bigger than we are, and that includes, there's Malone, Potsdam, Watertown, Plattsburgh, Peru, all these bigger places, but Chazy has a great membership and a great participation. And I attribute that to the winter weekend, the Old Homes Days. We try to give back to the community, and it's not only Chazy. We buy glasses and do eye tests for kids all the way up to Ellingburg, Moores, Rouse's Point, Champlain. Anybody that needs eyeglasses or help, that's what we're here for. The other thing the Lions Club is involved in is for diabetes and helping people with diabetes. So, that's what the Lion Club's all about.
Tim said you meet twice a month at the Weathercock.
Yeah, our meetings are
not mandatory. We do a lot of things that are planning for the next events, but we don't have dinner meetings every month, which a lot of clubs do, and that's tough on a lot of people.
Sure.
You know, you just can't afford to do that.
You're going to buy dinner twice a month?
Yeah, so here, our meetings at the Weathercock, you know, you can drink water or you can buy a $3 beer that'll last you all night. So, you know, we have a lot of members that can come.
What days?
Tuesdays.
First and third?
First and third Tuesdays at 7 o'clock every month, except in the summer. We usually take off July and August. We just have a couple meetings to plan for the Old Homes Day, but August we're pretty much off.
So if people are interested in joining this club, they can contact any member or
even type in Lions Club, and they should be able to find us
on the internet.
On the internet, yep. So, yeah.
I have one of those computer things. I can
do the same thing.
I can surf that web. You know,
yeah.
Surfer myself.
So I'm technically challenged, but we have two great computer guys that keep our website and Facebook up to date, and so we're very fortunate.
All right. Anything else, Rick, that you think the whole world ought to know about?
We thank everybody that comes and shows up and supports us, and hopefully they have a great, fun day. And thank you for all the help that everybody does in all the volunteering, because there's a lot of it.
Thank you, Rick.
Thank you, Calvin.
All right, Rick Lauren, the big lion, the biggest lion here in Chazy today. We're at the 2016 version of the Chazy Old Home Day celebration, and we have Irish dancers here.
Thank you.
Woo!
Thank you. I just want to let everybody know at 2:30, which is in about 30 minutes, the pie in the face for the volunteer fire department auxiliary will be going on. Make sure you go down and cast your vote. It's for either Mark Henry, Joey Trombley, or Noreen Barkle. If you want to head right on down there, make your vote. We'll be able to see somebody get a pie in the face today. Don't forget about the Chazy Lions Club raffle as well. And all the vendors that we have today are also having 50-50 raffles. They're raffling off tons of other items. And stop by and see the Chazy 100th year anniversary raffle as well. Thank you.
That's it. I believe they're called the Champlain Valley Irish Dancers. And we just finished here at the Chazy Old Home Day 2016. It's fastly approaching 2:30. I hung around here half an hour here after the Irish Dancers just to see who might win here. Noreen's sister is trying to throw the race here, Joey. Her sister threw a $100 bill in there.
Thank God I love her sister. I love her sister.
I heard early on you were leading, so I don't know what the final tally will be.
No,
I imagine you're really excited and looking forward to it.
I went and looked at it. I think I finished in third place. I've never been more prouder to finish in third place ever.
Well, if I were a wealthy person, I'd throw in enough so everybody was tied. You know, 3 of you would get a pie. So that's the way I am.
I would do that. I would do that for the auxiliary. I would, but but the people have spoken, and we are a democracy.
You got to learn to accept it.
We are a democracy, and I'm saddened that I probably won't win this thing, but I will go on, and the auxiliary will still do well. But it's what a nice crowd today.
Yes, a beautiful day. And of course, a new king there, Mickey Kahn.
We've always called him the mayor of Chazy, and now he's the king.
I asked him if he's going to have free fries, but he said no, he can.
But when you're king, do anything you want.
That's right.
So I think Mickey is not aware of the powers that he has now.
He'll grow into.
He'll grow into it. I think so. He's been mayor of Chazy for many, many years. So I think the graduating to king, I think that he'll feel comfortable with that throne.
Yeah, it'll just be a step to the side. It won't be a step up for him.
No. He's used to all that pomp and circumstance, and
well, you invent the Mickey fry. I mean, what more can you do for a community?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I mean. Mickey is what a wonderful choice, and Emily Castine, beautiful choice for queen.
Yeah, she was. I don't know if you were here.
No, I just got here. I've been
done an invocation, and then.
Are you on?
No, we got the mayor.
Kevin? I do not. Kevin's running. You know Jan Gilchrist?
Kevin Overhill.
I do. Kevin's running for.
Oh, we're doing politics in here.
Nice to meet you. How are you? We're doing well, thanks. Joey owns a real estate company.
Okay, they're not getting the cat out of the bag here. They're putting the they're putting the cat in the bag. Winners, winners, not losers.
You don't know which one they're going to hit.
So it's going to be a surprise for the lucky winner. People were able to vote for the past several weeks, and here at the Old Home Day, $1.
Hey, Mark, you're going to have to
will get you one vote. Looks like it's only a 30-gallon bag here, so these guys won't fit in it. And remember to recycle, folks. Don't throw this stuff in the bin. Put it in the recycling bin. All right, we're going to recycle these 3. So you got Mark Henry, the town supervisor. You got Noreen Barcombe, who does a lot of things, including work for the Parish of Sacred Heart. Joey Tremblay, owner of Kavanaugh Realty, and frequent voice on Hometown Cable.
You might want to take your glasses off.
Tell me they're even.
3-way tie.
A 3-way tie.
Okay, here we go. Noreen's sister threw in $100 to try to buy the election here.
Joey.
That's awful. That's trying to buy the election. Okay, here we go. Looks like they're ready for the prom. Everybody's got armholes except for Mark here. 2:30. There we go. There we go. The suspense. There we go. They got 3 pies. 3 pies. 3 pies. They wouldn't pie them all, I hope. That would be awful. That would be just plain awful if they pied them all. But they do have 3 pies here. All right, Noreen gets the pie. Get her. 1, 2, 3. Mike Calhoun and Bob Masek decided everybody should get pie. Smells like whipped cream. So it's not shaving cream, it's whipped cream. It's finger licking good. So that's going to wrap up. Our congratulations to all 3 candidates. They're all winners. That's going to wrap up the Hometown Cable's look here at the 2016 Chazy Old Home Day. And an overall look at the last weekend in July 2016. You're watching Hometown Cable. A reminder, this is viewer-supported local television. And we want to thank the viewers who make this programming possible by their continued support. Thanks for watching. TV we think is worth your support, Hometown Cable.